I am Fridge. In today's video, we're going to see a scenario where Wisconsin forms an empire. So this is an idea I've had for a while, like multiple months, but never got around to making. But today I'll be finally making it. And Wisconsin is going to start with Michigan, as they want this northern peninsula. So they will start to invade into Michigan. And as they invade into Michigan, they will get help from another state that hates Michigan, that being Ohio, who also joined this war against Michigan, and they will start their own invasion into Michigan up here. So with Michigan being invaded on two different fronts, they're going to be focusing more on the one with Ohio, as that's more valuable. So Wisconsin is going to easily take over all of this. Meanwhile, Ohio will push into this area here, and eventually Michigan will go ahead and surrender. And if I can go far back, not a bit there, if I can go back far enough, in the treaty, Wisconsin will get this, and Ohio will get something like that there. So here we have the treaty, and we can remove this line here because it does not need to exist anymore, along with this line up here. So with one state down, they will start to look at their neighbors and decide which one they want to invade next, and they will decide to invade Minnesota. So they will start to invade Minnesota. And also, Wisconsin is buffed, obviously, because it's their video, so they will have success in Minnesota as they push in. And they take a lot of Minnesota, them pushing over here now, and pushing up to over here. And eventually, Minnesota will fall, and it will get fully annexed by Wisconsin. Now Wisconsin is huge, having all of Minnesota. But they are not done yet, obviously, because this video is only 3 minutes long at the moment, so they need to invade more. But first, they want to get their ally close to the country that they want to invade, so they are actually going to team up with their ally, being Ohio, to invade Indiana. They start to invade Indiana together, with Ohio pushing in over here, and Wisconsin will go ahead and make a landing over here. They will meet up, and Indiana will fall. However, in the process, they did get attacked by some Demogorgons. And the peace treaty. Most of the land will be going to Ohio this time, but we will see Wisconsin take a little bit up here, with them getting this bit here. And the rest will go over to Ohio. And now that the two share a border, or they don't share a border, but now that the two both border the country that Wisconsin actually wanted to invade, they can go ahead and invade into Illinois. So they start to push in to Illinois. And the southern part will fall pretty quickly as there isn't much people here. However, over here in Chicago, I think Chicago's over here. I should probably make sure of that. Let me quickly. Okay, I'm correct. Chicago is over here. Actually, it might be taken, or it might have been right there, but let's just say it hasn't been taken, and it gets taken now. And soon after, Illinois will fall. And in the treaty, we will see. I need to go back more. We will see this part here get taken by Wisconsin. Actually, no, they're going to take more. I've decided they're going to take more. They're actually going to take all of this. Ohio will take this part here. And the rest here will get turned into a puppet state. But first let me remove these borders here. And we can make this into that to show that it's a puppet state. But now, Wisconsin is looking pretty big, but they are still not done expanding. As next up, they have Iowa to invade. That's the wrong color. Iowa to invade, so they will invade into Iowa. What happens in Iowa? I have no idea. Like, actually, this is probably the state that I know nothing about the state. I can name something about every other state. This one, I cannot. But Iowa dies because they are the most forgettable state. If anyone watching this video lives in Iowa, please tell me what happens there. Iowa is dead now. And Wisconsin is looking huge, with them looking like this now. But they are not done yet, as they still have more to invade. And how about they invade the Dakotas? So they could have won both the Dakotas at once, because why wait when you could just invade both of them? And they will start to invade into the Dakotas, with them pushing in, because, well, there's like nothing here. I guess Mount Rushmore, and that's really it. You know, what happens in North Dakota? Because South Dakota is Mount Rushmore. What's in North Dakota? Nothing. But the Dakotas will fall. And now for a peace treaty, where we will see a lot of this land get taken by... In fact, we just see a straight line here get made. Not that far, because you have not been invaded yet. That's not saying what's going to happen next. I'm just saying you've not been invaded. But there will just be a straight line made here. And we will see the borders expand to the straight line. And these two are going to be combined into one state, being just called Dakota. And they're not even forced into a puppet state, they're just forced to be in one state. Also, now we just have I guess it matches up with Wyoming and Colorado. And we will see the border now look like this. But if you thought Wisconsin was done, you were very wrong, as they have more to invade. That being, not that color, that being Missouri. So they will invade Missouri with help from their puppet state. So they will invade into Missouri. And they will quickly kill Missouri. And in the treaty, Missouri is not going to get as destroyed as some previous states. They will lose this part up here to the Wisconsin Empire, and they'll lose a little bit down here over to the puppet state. Them losing that bit there, but they aren't turned into a puppet state themselves. They still get to just exist. But the puppet state grows a little bit, and so does the actual country. Wisconsin is now looking like this, but they are still not done, as next up they have Nevada. No, that's Nebraska, not Nevada. Why did I say Nevada? Nevada's over here. You're Nevada. You're Nebraska. So what happened was they actually asked the state, the leader of Wisconsin asked the state, hey, what is your name again? And the state lied and said Nevada, and they're like, no, you're Nebraska, not Nevada, you liar. So that's why they're invading. And they spearhead all the way to the other side, cutting it in half. That's not just because I accidentally made that line. And while it being cut in half, this part here will fall. And then they'll push over to here. And then they'll let this part live, and they'll even give it back some land with the treaty. Looking like that's too big. With the treaty looking like this, we see this small bit here get to live as its own state, while the rest of it will get annexed by the Wisconsin Empire. So here we see the Wisconsin Empire. But they still have one more target to go after, and this being the biggest one so far, is they declare war on Canada. Now what do they want from Canada? They want all the land around this major lake. What's it called again? I know this one here is Lake Michigan, and this one over here is Lake Erie. I don't know what this one's called. But they will start to invade in. Pushing in over here, and pushing up, and pushing in over here, and pushing up. And they'll connect up, taking the land around this major lake that they wanted. And you know what, why not get a little bit more while they're at it? So they decide to push up towards this lake here as well. And they are taking a lot of land around this lake. How are they winning against Canada? Because they're buffed. That's how. And also this is Wisconsin's video, not Canada's video. And we'll even see Ohio start to invade in over here. Taking this land here. And eventually, Canada will go ahead and surrender, so we can look at the final peace treaty of this video. with Wisconsin getting some land, and they will be getting quite a bit of land. As first, we have to see the straight border here expand. So, that's not quite the right spot. It will go up like that. Let me fix that. It'll go up like that. Then it will connect over to this, like here, before continuing on here. And here we see them stop making it straight, as they take it along this river here and down towards here. I failed that. Let me make that bigger actually. Down towards here. They also take these islands here. And we see that ally get this land here. Actually, I'm going to make that straight. That's still not straight. You know what, never mind. Oh, of course I say never mind and then it goes almost straight. Of course. I give up and then, oops, that's the key to life, give up. Anyways, here we have the final borders of the empire that Wisconsin has made. I know this video is pretty short, and also in fact, this is probably one of my shortest videos ever. Actually, it's 16 minutes. That came out longer than I was expecting, but I'm lazy today, so yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye.